This story happened when I was about 9 years old, and it's something that has stuck with me ever since. A little sliver of ice that I can still feel in my spine when I think about it too much. My parents had to run to the grocery store for a few things, and they decided I was old enough to be left alone for a little while. It was broad daylight, maybe 4 in the afternoon on a Saturday. They said they'd be back in less than an hour. I was thrilled. The house to myself. It felt like a huge responsibility, a step into adulthood. I waved them off from the front window, feeling very grown up. For the first 20 minutes or so, everything was completely normal. I was glued to some cartoon. The house was filled with the familiar sounds of the refrigerator humming in the kitchen and the distant traffic outside. It was peaceful, comfortable. But then, I heard it. It was a faint sound, so quiet that at first, I wasn't even sure I'd heard anything at all. It came from upstairs. It was a soft, drawn-out creak, the sound of a door slowly, deliberately opening. My blood ran cold in an instant. I clicked the mute button on the remote, and the sudden silence in the living room was deafening. Every little noise was now amplified. I held my breath, listening. There was a rule in our house, a weird little quirk of my mom's. She always insisted that all the upstairs bedroom doors be kept closed. She said it kept the house looking tidy. So, a door opening? That was impossible. They were all shut when my parents left. I was sure of it. I sat there, frozen on the couch, my heart hammering against my ribs. My first thought was that my parents had come back early. Maybe they forgot something. Mom? Dad? I called out. My voice sounded small and shaky in the quiet house. I waited. Nothing. No answer. Just the heavy silence pressing in on me. I tried to tell myself I was imagining things. It was an old house. Old houses make noises. The wood settles. The pipes groan. It could have been anything. I unmuted the TV, trying to drown out my own racing thoughts with the cheerful sounds of the cartoon. But I couldn't focus. My ears were strained, listening for any other sound from upstairs. I was on high alert, and then it happened again. This time, it wasn't a creak, it was footsteps. My heart leaped into my throat. They were soft, careful footsteps, moving across the floor of the upstairs hallway. It sounded like someone was trying not to be heard. They moved from the direction of my parents' bedroom towards my own room at the other end of the hall. Slow. Measured. This wasn't the house settling. This was a person. I was absolutely certain of it. My 9-year-old mind went into overdrive. Was it a burglar? Had someone broken in? I slid off the couch and crawled behind it, trying to make myself as small as possible. I was too scared to cry, too scared to even breathe. I could hear the footsteps stop, then start again, a soft shuffle from one room to another. It was like they were searching for something, or someone. The silence that followed was even worse. Had they stopped moving? Were they listening for me? I stayed hidden behind the couch, my knees tucked up to my chest, for what felt like an eternity. Every creak of the floorboards, every rustle of leaves outside the window sent a fresh wave of terror through me. I didn't dare move a muscle. I just sat there, waiting, praying for my parents to come home. I must have been there for at least 15 minutes, huddled in the dark space between the couch and the wall, when I finally heard the one sound I had been desperate for, the familiar rumble of our car pulling into the driveway. A moment later, I heard the key turn in the front door lock. I scrambled out from behind the couch just as my parents walked in, their arms full of grocery bags. My mom took one look at my face and knew something was wrong. I was pale, my eyes were wide with fear, and I was trembling. "What's wrong, sweetie? You look like you've seen a ghost," she said, putting the bags down on the floor. I couldn't even speak at first. I just pointed a shaky finger towards the staircase. There was someone upstairs, I managed to whisper. I heard them. They were walking around. My dad immediately went into protective mode. He told me and my mom to wait by the front door, and he went to investigate. My heart was still pounding as I watched him take the stairs 2 at a time. I could hear him walking through the upstairs hallway, opening and closing doors. He was back down a minute later, his expression a mixture of confused and concerned. "There's no one up there," he said. I checked everywhere, all the closets, under the beds. The windows are all locked. I insisted. But I heard them. I heard a door open, and then I heard footsteps. My mom tried to calm me down, telling me it was probably just the house making noises, that my imagination had run away with me. I was so frustrated. I knew what I heard. It wasn't my imagination. As my dad started bringing the rest of the groceries in, my mom went upstairs to use the bathroom. A few moments later, she called down to my dad. Her voice had a strange, unsettled tone. "Honey," she said, "did you open all the doors up here when you went to check?" My dad called back, "No. Why?" My mom came to the top of the stairs, a weird look on her face. "Well, every single door up here is wide open," she said. "Your bedroom, our bedroom, the bathroom, the guest room, all of them." My dad and I just stared up at her. A cold dread washed over me all over again. My dad was adamant he hadn't opened any doors. He'd just peeked in, and I knew for a fact they were all closed when they left. My mom even confirmed it, saying she'd done her usual door check before they went to the store. We never found an explanation. There were no signs of a break-in. Nothing was stolen. Nothing was out of place, except for those open doors. To this day, my parents still try to rationalize it, saying the house must have a draft, or that my dad just forgot opening them. But I know what I heard, and my dad knows he didn't open those doors. Someone, or something, was in our house that day, walking through the rooms, opening the doors, and then disappearing without a trace right before my parents came home. It is a memory that still makes me check over my shoulder when I am alone in a quiet house. Thanks for listening to my story. If you have any similar experiences, I'd love to read them in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more strange tales. Stay safe out there.